Hi there, Michael from the Urban Homestead Academy. We're going to talk a little bit today about transitional vegetable growing, okay? And there's a lot of talk nowadays about seasonal, growing things in season and eating in season, growing your vegetables in season. But probably even better than that is actually when you grow a transitional garden, and that's what happens when the various seasons tend to overlap. So your winter seasons overlap with your spring seasons overlap with your summer seasons, and that way you've got healthy fruit and veg all year round, rather than just focusing on a particular season. And what I mean by that is you may have things like vegetable crops, like here that are root crops. So you've got things like beetroot, swede, carrots, onions, potatoes, radishes. So they're crops that will grow 12 months of the year in most instances. So if you're in a cold climate or a temperate climate or a seasonal climate, most of your root crops will grow all year round. And then the other type of crops we grow are what we call leafy greens. So they're things like silver beet, highly nutritious, things like kale, spinach, lettuce. Lettuce grows about 12 months of the year as well. So they're your leafy greens. Then you've got your vegetables, and we call them heading type vegetables. You've got things like cauliflower. So this is actually cauliflower and cabbage is normally a winter spring crop, especially the European type varieties. And we're into February now, and you sort of see that they're just about finishing now, but we're still eating them, okay? So we're transitioning from that spring into summer now. Here's the last of the Savoy cabbage. So they're still transitioning into summer, and as you can see, these ones here, we're well into February now, and now we're starting to pick a lot of our summer crops. So our tomatoes, as you can see, are just starting to ripen up. They're starting to ripen up. We've got good varieties of things like zucchinis. We've got the green and the Lebanese and the yellow zucchini. Some of our eggplants are starting to ripen up. We've got cucumbers. We've got things like squash. So you've got this transition happening between root crops, leafy greens, summer vegetables, and also a really good thing that we're trying this year especially is to grow a lot of the pulses. And if you want to have a look at that, we did a video on pulses a few weeks ago, but they last all year round, so you grow them over the summer in this climate. Then of course you've got all your pulses. You've got things like cowpeas, black-eyed peas are actually a bean. You've got borlotti beans, chickpeas there. We've got some peanuts. They're not quite, just showed you the leaf so you can tell we've got peanuts. You've got green beans and butter beans. You've got down this end, you've got black beans. There's your pinto beans. So if you grow the pulses, then you've got food security all year round, because you dry those beans as pulses, and then put them in jars, and then you've got food all year round. The other thing is that we tend to grow vegetables that store well. For example, this particular pumpkin, this is not this year's pumpkin, this is last year's pumpkin. We've had this in storage now for 12 months. It's called Queensland Blue. It's a really good storage pumpkin. So you can keep some of these longer storing type crops as well in your garden. What else we've got? We've looked at the silver beet. We've looked at that. The other thing we grow is some seed crops. So we've got our corn at the moment, obviously not quite ready, but it's just starting to flower now. I don't know if I've got oh yeah, there's a little cob just starting to form now. So that'll be another 4 to 6 weeks before they're ready. So we grow milling corn, dent corn, so that we can make corn flour out of that. The other thing we grow is sunflower seed. You can put that in a lot of dishes, and the chickens love eating that as well. And then we also grow a lot of the herbs. Herbs you can grow 12 months of the year. So some of the herbs we really like growing are they're sort of common herbs, but you can chuck them in stir fries, any form of dish. But you've got mint, you've got curly parsley. I love that, it's probably my favourite. Things like thyme, you can chop that up and chuck it in a minced dish or stew. Curry plant gives your dishes a really nice curry flavour. Chives, of course, you can use the flowers and the leaves for chives. Flat leaf parsley, Italian parsley is a really good one. Got sage. And also what we do is things like cayenne peppers, for example. We crop harvest those. We might get 200 of these individual peppers, then we chop them up, and as you can see, that's been stored from 2018. Very, very, very good for your body, your blood flow and your heart and all that sort of stuff. And I just put a half a teaspoon of that every time I have a meal. But as you can see, that's stored from 2018. So when we talk about food security, it's not just what you're growing this week, it's what you're growing all year round, plus in the years to come. We've got garlic, of course. You grow that, store that away to store for 12 months. Eggs are very important, high in vitamin D, very good for your immune system. We've got the chicken breeds we're using at the moment, Australorps and the New Hampshire, are really good egg layers. So we've got some really good eggs coming on there, 12 months of the year. So when we talk about food security in general, we want this transition between all the seasons, winter, summer, spring, autumn. So you've got food security all year round, you've got good, healthy, nutritious food all the time. And that's the way you do it, you constantly have overlap. Anyway, so I hope you found that pretty interesting, but as you can see, I picked all this stuff out of our garden this morning, and it just goes to show you what you can grow in your garden if you're well organised. Anyway, have a great day, we'll catch you next time.